Oh, right, here's today's video. Sorry I'm late for whoever I was recording this video for. I had something to take care of immediately, so that's why. But here's the key for it, by the way. Simple BMW key. Lock, unlock, lock, and this doesn't have an automatic trunk, but I guess it just unlocks it. Here it is. Now, small difference. I've had other X1s and other BMWs before. This one, since it is the upgraded X35i, I believe, the X-Drive 35, you don't have to put the key in the key slot, but you still can if you want to. Otherwise, you could just leave this in your pocket and just do standard push to start like you would. Otherwise, that's the key slot if you wanted to put it in there. There we go. Current mileage, 131,311. So 131,311. So let's go over this real quick cosmetically, and then we'll do mechanically as well. So this car, being the X-Drive 35i, it does have a few extra added options over the standard X1, the 2015 X1. First option being, it does have the M steering wheel, so it's kind of like red stitching and stuff with the little red trim pieces. Second, it does have that. Normally, I think in the standard X1, it's just a little cubby that has a little door that you could open and close. But instead, it's got navigation, Bluetooth, and everything else as well. And it still has aux and USB right over there. But yeah, I just have it on Bluetooth right now. But if you go back to the menu, you could view everything else over here. I think I forgot to have the service reset, because it probably is going to say like service is due or something. I guess let's read the tire pressure, engine oil level, service required, of course. Yeah, it's been done. It's a fresh oil change. I just forgot to have this reset. And check control, I guess that just does a random check on this car. But yeah, that's all that stuff. So aside from that, I just leave it on the multimedia section. Hopefully it doesn't play anything. Let me just leave it muted just in case. Oh, I guess it was muted. Now it's muted again after I muted it. So aside from that, I think it has, I believe it does have upgraded speakers. The other X1 that I used to have, it was an S-Drive 28i, so it was a two-wheel drive with the 2-liter turbo instead of the 3-liter. And that one wasn't as luxurious as this one. The speakers didn't sound as good as this one either. This one's speakers actually sound really good. Not sure if they're aftermarket or if it just came with the upgraded stereo anyways. They do sound really good. So that's that. Over here, pretty standard. You have the center console right here. My hand sanitizer, and I forgot how this piece comes up. I guess it just folds up. Pretty standard center console. I'll leave that closed. It does have manual mode. So this comes with the 6-speed, the ZF 6-speed automatic. Now, if you buy the 2-liter, I think that one comes with the 8-speed. So it's got a different shifter setup completely. It's like the newer BMWs where you push the button on the side and you kind of flick it forward or backward and it just comes right back into the center. Well, this one's just a standard shifter, as it normally would be. Yes, I know the doors are open. It does have a backup camera as well. That's good. That's that. It does have sensors in the front and in the back, by the way. The park sensors, so it'll start beeping and show you over there, like if you've got something in front or behind you. That's that over here. Let's see what else is there. One thing that I think is weird about these cars, not sure if it's all other BMWs, I actually haven't paid attention much. It's definitely the X1s, only because I've had plenty of these. I think this is my third or fourth one. The lock unlock button is right there in the center, in between the vents. It's not on the doors. So to lock unlock the rest of the doors, you have to do it from there, not on the doors over here. These are open. I still have some of my stuff in here. Oops, I'll take all this out later. But yep, it is clean. Seats are actually in very good shape. As you can see, no rips or stains of any odd type or whatever. It does have the red stitching everywhere. Has a matching red floor mat well, black floor mats with the red outlines, and they are fitted, molded for the car. Not sure if those are aftermarket either, or if they're actually provided by BMW. Actually, I think they're aftermarket. That doesn't, yeah, I don't think it would have that stamping on there. But yeah, they're molded for the car, so they fit. All the windows and everything do work. I did replace these when I bought this car like a year ago. These super common in X1s for them to go bad and get sticky. Luckily, unlike the 5 Series and stuff, it's a simple pop on, pop off situation. So I popped the old ones off, popped the new ones on that I got from Amazon, and boom. I think it was like $20 and they've been replaced. No longer have little sticky handles. Now, inside, it does have a sunroof. The headliner, I notice, is not perfect. So you've got a small tear right up there. It is stained in a few places, I think. Mostly it was up there and some right over here. If it'll focus. Let me try it from the front. The camera's just not focusing. Yeah, I know, key's not in the car. Stop dinging. Okay, here you go. Yeah, it's not perfect. The headliner probably would, if this all bothers you, you probably should have it replaced. Otherwise, it's there, it does its job. It's not sagging right now. This is stained a bit as well. So it's not the cleanest looking. Still overall pretty decent. And those, by the way, I want to say are just the lights. I don't think they do anything else. While up here, the microphone's built in here somewhere. I don't think those are all the microphone, but yeah, for Bluetooth, it's all up here. You have garage controls right here, standard sunroof controls right here, and just the lighting stuff. And then SOS, if you are connected and you push that button, it'll probably call emergency services. What else is there inside? I think it's pretty basic. You do have a little car charger spot right over there on the center console. Let's move around. Let's open the trunk as well. So it does have the little privacy thing. You could take that off if you want. All it does is really just clip off. You can do it on both sides. This will lay flat, or you could just pull it out after that. I have it just clipped on. That way it just stays on and it lifts up with the trunk. If you unclip those and just leave it still in there, it's just gonna lay flat like a little tray. But yeah, it's there. Pretty standard over here. I think these are the, I want to say wheel locks or stud locks things. A little toe thing back there. I've never had to use any of that anyways. Just kind of left it there. Underneath this, you've got the other standard mat with little non-slip things right here, so that way it's rubberized, so whatever you put on top of it will kind of stick. Then another little thing over there. That one's a little divided in sections, so that way you could take these top two off and just put stuff in there within the little sections. And then if you lift that one, then you got the battery down there. That's that. See here. Oh, definitely a dent right over here. It's been there since I bought the car. I usually don't mess with stuff cosmetic unless it's like something big that I need to take care of, like missing parts here and there. Otherwise, I usually leave it so that way the car looks the way it is. If it's nothing bad, I usually don't mind it. And if it was really bad, like a giant dent, I probably wouldn't have bought the car anyways, because I'm not a fan of repairing them. So I'll take care of anything mechanically. When it comes to cosmetic damage, I like to leave it as is. So that's there. All the paint, as I can tell, as far as I can tell, is original. Overall, pretty clean. You're gonna see some things here and there. Like, looks like somebody hit their door over here or something. It's got a little ding that you can see in certain lighting. Otherwise, you don't notice anything. Small thing right over here as well. I think it's like 3 spots in the same group. If I can focus on it. There we go. Oh, this has started to lose its tint over the time that I've had it. I didn't bother replacing it, but you could actually just buy the glass on Amazon. Pretty cheap, and it should be able to pop on and off if it's like any other car. But yeah, it started to lose its tint. You can still see through it and still be able to use it, but it is losing its tint. That's that. Why does my camera keep losing focus today? Here we are to the front. Small things here and there. Nothing alarming, honestly. Another feature this car has that the standard X1 doesn't is going to be the factory halo lights with actual I want to say HID bulbs, because they do have the bluish tint and everything. They look really good, and they also have what do you call it? I think it's called adaptive headlights, to where at nighttime when you take a turn, the headlight bulb, the housing itself on the inside, the socket over there, it actually moves a little accordingly, so that way it could brighten the area that you're pointing at. That, and it's also got fog lights, also stuff the standard X1 does not have. Oh, and the sensors in the front and back. The standard X1 does not have that. Backup camera, standard X1 does not have it. Sunroof, base model X1 doesn't have it, but I believe most people probably got that as an add-on anyways, so it's there. I don't care for the sunroof. I never use it. I think they're just a headache being there. I don't care about them at all. Let's close these doors, take a look at the exterior over here as well. I think I just saw something right here. Yep, small thing over there. You can see it in certain lighting. It's hard to explain everything in the videos, but at least you can get a little bit of a look at it before you drive, in case you're coming from somewhere further away. Nothing bad here, just mostly just some there we go, just some damage to the plastic, I guess. Mostly just like paint, very likely from sun. Overall, honestly, it's not that bad of a car. I don't know why my camera can't focus today. It's not that bad of a car. Pretty nice. It's just not perfect. Like I said, the headliner is probably the biggest thing, because that'll cost anybody about $300 to $400 if you're getting it done. That's how much our local guys charge over here at Evans Upholstery. That's who I go to. Not sure how much it would charge depending on where you are at, but yeah, that's something. Another thing this car does that's weird, I just started noticing this winter, and I completely forgot about it until I just saw the seatbelt. So right now it's working fine. Occasionally the tensioner does not like to release, and it's just going to be clipping like this. That's it. That's all the movement it'll get, which is weird. It just started doing that this winter. Not sure if something happened to the tensioner itself, or like to the seatbelt, or why it's acting up. That actually just started. Let me remove this. I placed this only so that way you could see everything without the seatbelt light being on while I'm actually showing the car around. Otherwise, no, I do not use these. But yeah, otherwise, seatbelt works perfectly fine, and the seatbelt light goes away. So that is a thing. Occasionally it'll get stuck. I'm not sure why it started doing that this winter. I have no idea why it's doing that. I can't explain it either. That, and I noticed recently where if you have your foot on the brakes, it probably will do it again. Well, when you're driving at least. Like, let me test that real quick. So I'm in drive, foot is on the brake. Oh, it's actually opening. You know what? Never mind. I don't know then. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't like it when you have the doors open and try to put it out of park. All right. That's basically everything cosmetically. The windows are very lightly tinted. They're not They're not dark, but they're not completely like fishbowl either. So they are still lightly tinted. All the windows do work. I'm not sure if it's factory tint, because it actually, yeah, maybe it is aftermarket. They just did a really good job. Not sure who did it. I didn't get it tinted in my ownership. It's been like this. So, that's that. Now, mechanically, I did have quite a bit of work done to this car under the ownership I had it. I originally bought this car to keep, if I'm honest. What I ended up doing, since I always buy and sell cars, I am a used car dealer, and I've had quite a few X1s in the past. It's hard to find the 35 eyes with a 3-liter. Right after I bought this and did everything to it, I found another one that I bought. And funny thing is, I gave it to my brother now, so he drives it. But the other X-Trav 35i that I found had the M package. Not just like this one where it's just on the steering wheel. I don't think it says it anywhere else. His actually has it in different places. It's over there. That one's got paddles. That one does have a better body kit on there. This is a standard body kit. That one has an actual factory body kit that looks really good. Normally I hate body kits. That one actually looks really nice and sleek. That one's paint, even though it's white, is a bit of a different color. What else is there? And I think it had a better factory exhaust on it. It sounded different, but it still looked stock. Oh, and then it had much nicer looking wheels. So I ended up just keeping that one for myself. And my brother totaled this car recently, so I gave it to him. I'm just driving whatever I have on the lot. Doesn't bother me. I'll find him another car eventually. Or maybe I'll find myself a different one and give him that one. But yeah, that's the reason I bought this, because of that. But here's a list of everything that I've done to it so far. I've had the coolant reservoir leaking. Well, it was leaking. I had that replaced. The power steering pump was leaking. It would leave a big puddle on the ground. I had that replaced. The turbo went bad. I had that replaced. And water pump thermostat, those were replaced. I think that was all the issues that I had with this car. Oh, and then the windshield. It had a crack in it, so I had this replaced. But aside from that, it's probably everything. Oh, and then the tires. These are a year old. Let me show you the date stamp. There it is. Fun fact, you can look at the date stamp on all tires, no matter what car you're looking at. 0724. What that means, it is this tire was made in the 7th week of 2024. So those were replaced recently. I actually didn't have to replace those. They came replaced when I bought the car about a year ago, so I didn't bother replacing them. They're still good, and they're all matching. They're all weather tires. Rain, regular, snow, everything. They look pretty good. I'm trying to see the date stamp on this one. I think it's the same. 0724, right down there. Yeah, tires have been replaced recently. The only issue that I've had, oh, one other thing I did. I had the transmission and the transfer case serviced because of one issue that has been going on since I bought the car. I didn't think much of it because I've been driving it as is for a while now. I didn't think much of it, but it's there. And here's what it is. It's not going to affect your drive. Drive-wise, the car drives very good. When it comes to parking lot speeds or when you're standstill, when I mean parking lot speeds, I mean like literally probably going like 1 mile an hour, turning into a spot, or backing into a spot, or turning out of a spot. That, or if you're standstill. See, that one wasn't that bad. There it is again. It does a small shudder. I'm not sure why. The power steering pump was already replaced. The fluid's been checked and obviously flushed. The coolant's been flushed. Everything has been done that's so far that I know of. Oh, one other thing. I replaced the front brakes and rotors, I think, a month ago. So those are fresh too. I've done a lot to this car. I've driven this car. I've enjoyed it. It's been a good car for me so far. I drive my other one, well, before I gave it to my brother recently. I used to drive that one personally, but whenever it came to business trips and everything, I took this one. I know, why be boring and have two of the very similar cars, one for work and one for home, but I just like them. That's why. I'm gonna ignore that. I don't know who that is. Okay. But yeah, I just like them, so that's why. I've had X1s before. I used to own the little 2-liter for myself as well. Even that one I bought for business. I drove for about a year, and then I sold it. The 2-liter's pretty fun too, but 3-liter's just got some good power to it. Still good on gas. It's not bad, especially for traveling I do, which is mostly highway. Oh. These scam calls are getting very persistent. One moment, let me take this. Okay. That was very quick. It took me just a second, and it was actually a scam call. I knew it. I hate scam calls. But yeah, it's been good. Let me show you maybe the shuttering a bit more. Otherwise, the car drives great. It runs great. It looks good, minus, the little bit of mess and the headliner being the way it is. Not sure why it's like that anyways. It just is. But, let's see. There you are. But otherwise, when you're actually driving, it drives well. In fact, let me just take it on a quick little drive without getting caught, because I don't want to get a ticket for using my phone. See, I'm going like maybe a mile an hour, and it's doing that thing. Like I said, parking lot speeds. Otherwise, good. I was going to start dinging at me. I didn't put on my seatbelt either. As you can see, otherwise this car is sound. It sounds good, it runs good. I know my seatbelt's not on. Let me see if I can quickly put that on. Okay, I put my seatbelt on. But yeah, as you can see, it runs and drives great. It sounds good. Everything is stock as far as I'm concerned, minus the few things that are replaced. It's been good. No problems. Oh, I did replace the charge pipe as well, which is funny. They're plastic, so when it broke and I found out about it, because I was driving and all of a sudden I hear a noise, and all of a sudden, like, my car had like infinite amount of power for a brief moment, because the RPM just kind of shot up a little bit, and then when I stopped, it started running rough, and I found out that the charge pipe is plastic, and they just over time, from all the heat and cool cycles and everything, they could just crack. That's exactly what mine did. It just cracked and broke. They're cheap though. I replaced it, and that part I replaced on my own. I didn't need to take it to a shop. It was easy. I ordered it, replaced it, and it was back to normal. Because it was just apparently when it broke or cracked, it was just sucking in a bunch of air, so it gave the car a lot more power all of a sudden for a very brief moment. But yeah, it runs fine, drives fine. Here's a quick acceleration thing. Here's me slowing down again. As you can see, no vibrations from braking, because the front brakes and rotors have been replaced. Rear ones look decent, so I didn't bother with those. The front ones, they'd seen better days. But yeah, that's it. I think this is the first time I'm about to end the video while driving, because I gotta make my way back to the office. But it runs and drives well, and if you have any questions, let me know. My price is negotiable. I know the car's not perfect. It's still really good. I've liked it the time that I've driven it, and I don't see any problems with it mechanically, minus a little shudder here and there. Only when you're like turning at parking lot speeds. Otherwise, I mean, there's nothing. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing anybody come by to take a look at this car. I know you'll like it. It runs and drives well. But yeah, that's everything. Current mileage is 131